Dogs possess an incredible capacity for emotional depth, observing our every move and blending their lives seamlessly into our daily routines. Most dog owners believe that as long as their furry companion is fed, walked, and given a comfortable place to sleep, their emotional world is perfectly secure. The reality, however, is far more complex. Because dogs are deeply social, evolutionary pack animals, they perceive our subtle gestures, changes in tone, and daily habits through a completely different emotional lens than we do. Actions that seem entirely harmless or even affectionate to a human can trigger confusion, stress, and silent heartbreak. There is a deep, hidden layer of emotional communication happening right beneath our noses, and many of the things we do every single day are secretly hurting our dog's feelings without us ever realizing it. Understanding these miscommunications is the ultimate key to unlocking a deeper level of devotion and ensuring our companions feel truly safe in our world. That's not random. It's a direct reflection of how their minds operate. Let's look at the first common misunderstanding. But before we dive in, let's do the Dogometry challenge. For each of these 7 things, if you're guilty of doing it, give yourself 1 point. Keep track of your score, and at the end of the video, we'll see how accidentally heartbreaking your habits really are. Let's see who gets a perfect 0. 1. Forcing them into stiff, full-body hugs. It is a natural human instinct to wrap our arms around someone we love, squeezing them tight to show affection. When a dog looks particularly adorable resting on the couch, our immediate reaction is to lean over, wrap our arms tightly around their neck, and hold them close. Most owners believe this makes the dog feel deeply loved and protected. The reality, however, is that this specific physical gesture often signals the exact opposite to a canine. In the language of animal behavior and evolutionary psychology, restricting an animal's movement is a primary trigger for vulnerability. For a dog, a full-body tight hug mimics social dominance, or worse, predatory restraint. When you wrap your arms tightly around a dog, you are removing their primary survival mechanism, their ability to move away or flee if they feel uncomfortable. Canine behavior research and photographic analysis of dogs being hugged consistently show subtle but undeniable signs of stress, known as appeasement signals. When hugged, many dogs will stiffen their bodies, pull their ears flat back against their head, lick their lips rapidly, or show the whites of their eyes, a phenomenon known as whale eye. They endure the hug not because they enjoy the physical sensation, but because they love and tolerate their human owner. Before we move on, think about how much your dog values their physical autonomy. Instead of forcing them into tight, restrictive human hugs that trigger anxiety, shift your approach to canine-approved affection. Show your love through gentle side strokes, chest scratches, or by simply sitting closely side by side. Allowing your dog the freedom to lean their weight against you willingly builds an authentic bond of safety and mutual trust without sending them into a silent state of sensory panic. 2. Patting them directly on top of the head. Walking up to a dog and coming down with a heavy, repetitive patting motion directly on the crown of their head is one of the most frequent ways humans greet canines. From our perspective, it is a friendly, universal gesture of approval, a physical good boy or good girl. We view it as a casual, warm interaction that should bring them joy. Here's what most owners miss about this common movement. A hand descending directly from above, blocking their line of sight, is inherently intimidating. In the canine world, dominant or threatening gestures frequently come from above. When a human hand abruptly hovers over a dog's head, it forces them to tilt their neck back uncomfortably and reduces their peripheral vision, making them feel cornered and visually compromised. From an evolutionary standpoint, dogs rely heavily on their vision and sense of smell to evaluate incoming interactions. A hand coming down right over their eyes deprives them of the ability to inspect the hand first. You will often notice a dog blink rapidly, duck their head slightly, or pull away when someone reaches directly for the top of their skull. Even if they trust you completely, this repetitive patting motion is an unpleasant sensory experience that creates a micro moment of stress. To change this dynamic and make your interactions completely pleasant, always approach a dog from the side or from below their chin. Extend your hand with the palm facing up, allowing them to sniff your scent first. Once they acknowledge you, scratch them gently under the chin, on the sides of their neck, or right along their chest. These areas are far more comforting, less invasive, and communicate a sense of gentle equality that strengthens your emotional connection. 3. Using varied words for the same exact rules. Consistency provides immense comfort to a dog, acting as the foundation of their emotional stability. Humans are inherently verbal creatures, constantly changing our vocabulary based on our mood or context. We might tell our dog to sit down one day, take a seat the next day, and just shout down when they are jumping on a guest. To a human mind, these phrases mean the exact same thing. The reality for your dog is quite confusing. Dogs do not understand human language through syntax or sentence structure. They memorize specific acoustic sounds, frequencies, and short verbal markers associated with distinct physical outcomes. When we constantly switch the words we use for everyday boundaries, we break the predictability of their environment. When a dog hears a flurry of different words for a single action, they experience a state of cognitive dissonance. They desperately want to please their owner, but they cannot decipher the shifting commands. This confusion often leads to hesitation. When the dog hesitates, the owner frequently assumes the dog is being stubborn or disobedient, leading to a harsher tone of voice. This misinterpretation secretly hurts your dog's feelings, making them feel anxious and insecure because they cannot figure out how to successfully earn your approval. The practical takeaway here is to establish a strict, unified vocabulary within your household. Sit down with everyone who interacts with your dog and agree on singular, distinct words for every single boundary, such as sit, stay, down, and come. Keep these verbal cues short, sharp, and entirely consistent. When your dog experiences a world where the rules never shift and the language is always predictable, their anxiety drops significantly, allowing their true devotion and confidence to shine through. 4. Staring directly into their eyes for too long. Making direct, prolonged eye contact is a profound way for humans to convey deep affection, focused attention, and romantic love. We often find ourselves looking deeply into our dog's eyes while talking to them in a soft voice, assuming they perceive this gaze as a mirror of our emotional warmth and adoration. That's not random, however, when looked at through the lens of ancient canine behavior. In the predatory animal kingdom, a steady, unblinking, direct stare is the universal signal for a challenge, confrontation, or an impending confrontation. It is an assertive display of dominance. When you lock eyes with a dog without breaking gaze, their primal instincts interpret that visual pressure as a potential threat or a sign of social tension. While a long-term, established bond with your own dog can release oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, during gentle, soft-eyed glances, an intense, rigid stare still causes internal discomfort. If you watch closely, a dog experiencing an overly intense gaze will eventually look away, yawn, blink slowly, or begin licking their nose. These are classic displacement behaviors meant to diffuse perceived tension and signal to you that they want peace, not a confrontation. Forcing them into these awkward visual standoffs secretly stresses them out. Before we move on, think about how your dog looks at you. They naturally use soft, relaxed glances. To respect their emotional boundaries, avoid locking your eyes onto theirs in a rigid, unblinking stare. Instead, practice looking at them with a soft, relaxed expression, occasionally blinking slowly and letting your gaze wander to their ears or body. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the hidden emotional world of your companion, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to Dogometry so we can keep exploring canine psychology together. 5. Rushing them through their daily sniff walks. For many busy owners, the daily walk is viewed primarily as a physical exercise routine or a quick chore to let the dog relieve themselves. We often find a specific route, walk at a brisk pace, and tug gently on the leash whenever the dog stops to spend 30 seconds sniffing a random blade of grass, a fire hydrant, or a tree root. We think we need to keep moving to get a real workout in. Here's what most owners miss. A walk is not just physical exercise for a dog. It is their primary way of reading the world. A dog's sense of smell is estimated to be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more powerful than a human's. For a canine, sniffing a tree is the equivalent of a human reading the morning news, checking social media, and understanding who has passed through the neighborhood. When you constantly pull your dog away from scents, you are effectively blindfolding them during their only time outside the house. Depriving them of sensory exploration causes mental frustration and can make them feel anxious and unfulfilled. Evolutionary biology shows that mental stimulation through scent tracking burns far more brain energy and provides significantly more relaxation for a dog than a fast, rigid walk on a short leash. Rushing them turns an exciting exploration into a restrictive chore. The takeaway for every dedicated owner is to introduce Sniffari walks into your routine. Dedicate at least half of your walking time to letting your dog lead with their nose. Allow them to stop, explore, and process the olfactory information left behind by the world. By letting them fully engage their natural senses, you aren't just tiring them out physically, you are fulfilling them mentally, reducing their indoor anxiety, and showing deep respect for their unique view of the world. 6. Leaving them alone for hours without a clear routine.
Our modern lives require us to leave the house for long periods, whether for work, school, or running errands. We step out the door, assuming our dogs will simply curl up, sleep, and patiently wait for our return without much thought. We view our departures as an ordinary, unavoidable part of life that the dog simply adapts to automatically. The reality, however, is that dogs have no concept of a corporate work schedule, traffic delays, or social obligations. They are hypersocial pack animals whose entire sense of time, safety, and emotional well-being is anchored directly to the presence of their human family. When left in complete isolation for extended periods, without a predictable routine, their mind can quickly enter a state of distress, wondering if their pack has abandoned them permanently. Prolonged, unstructured isolation can trigger separation anxiety, leading to quiet suffering or destructive behaviors like chewing furniture, pacing, or continuous barking. These behaviors are not acts of revenge. They are physical manifestations of a panic attack. Without a predictable pattern to count on, the passage of hours feels entirely unstable to them, secretly fracturing their sense of security and hurting their feelings because they feel disconnected from their source of safety. While we cannot avoid leaving the house, we can drastically alter how our dogs experience our absence. The key is to build a rock-solid, highly predictable pre-departure routine and environmental structure.
Leave the house at the exact same time whenever possible, and provide them with an engaging, scent-heavy task right as you walk out the door, like a puzzle toy stuffed with frozen treats. This shifts their emotional state from abandonment panic to focused mental engagement, helping them realize that your departure is completely normal, safe, and always followed by a joy.
7. Keeping your distant, stressed-out energy hidden. Dogs are absolute masters at reading human body language, micro-expressions, and chemical changes. When we come home after a long, stressful day at work, carrying immense frustration, anxiety, or unexpressed anger, we often try to hide it. We might speak to our dog in a forced, high-pitched, happy voice, or pat them absent-mindedly while our mind is entirely elsewhere, thinking we are successfully masking our internal tension. You cannot fool a dog's sensory radar. Canines can smell the spikes in cortisol and adrenaline that stress produces in the human body. They read the subtle tightness in your jaw, the rigidity of your posture, and the lack of genuine emotional presence in your eyes. Because they cannot comprehend the abstract concept of a bad day at the office or financial stress, they often interpret this heavy, negative household energy through a personal lens. In a pack dynamic, if the leader is highly stressed and anxious, it means the entire environment is unsafe. A dog experiencing an owner's chronic, unexpressed stress will often feel a deep sense of insecurity. They may follow you from room to room with a worried expression, try to lick your hands excessively to soothe you, or withdraw entirely to a corner because they feel a confusing vibe of rejection. They sense the emotional distance and assume something is fundamentally wrong with the bond. Understanding this should completely change how you transition from the outside world into your home. Before you walk through the front door, take a deep, conscious breath to release the day's heavy tension. Spend 5 dedicated minutes sitting on the floor with your dog, entirely present in the moment, allowing their genuine, uncomplicated joy to ground you. By consciously sharing a peaceful, present space with them, you don't just protect their sensitive feelings from unnecessary anxiety, you allow their pure, unconditional devotion to become the ultimate cure for your own stress. Every single day, our dogs look up at us with a level of trust and devotion that is unmatched anywhere else in the natural world. They do not ask for much, just a safe space in our pack, a clear understanding of our boundaries, and a genuine emotional connection. By recognizing that their minds process touch, vision, scent, and time through a completely different evolutionary language, we can stop accidentally hurting their feelings and start building a truly harmonious life together. Your dog isn't just a pet sharing your living space. They are actively dedicating their entire life to understanding yours. Let's make sure we give them the exact same respect in return.
Now, it's time for your Dogometry challenge results. Be honest, what is your score out of 7? Which of these behaviors surprised you the most? Drop your score and your dog's name in the comments below. I'll be reading and replying to find out who our most mindful dog owners are. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep unlocking your dog's mind. See you in the next one.